The day those coaches smirked and told my single dad he was wasting everyone's time at the elite soccer tryout, something inside me finally snapped. I was standing 10 feet away, holding Ben's water bottle, watching my 8-year-old son's face crumble as the head coach, Derek Harlan, crossed his name off the clipboard like he was erasing a mistake. Ben had trained for this for 2 years. We'd driven across 3 counties for this specific academy tryout because their program actually placed kids into competitive travel teams. And Derek, tall, tanned, whistle around his neck, looked my dad straight in the eye and said, "Look, man, single dads usually can't keep up with the schedule. No offense. Kids got heart, but maybe rec league is more your speed." My dad, who had worked night shifts at the warehouse so he could coach Ben's backyard drills at dawn, just nodded like he was used to being dismissed. He thanked them. Thanked them. I wanted to scream. Instead, I smiled tightly, took Ben's hand, and walked back to the car like nothing had happened. That was the first rule I set for myself that day. They don't get to see me bleed. In the car, Ben was quiet in the back seat, staring at his cleats. Dad gripped the wheel too hard. "It's okay, buddy. There are other teams." But there weren't. Not really. This was the team that mattered in our area. The one with the college scouts who started looking at players as young as 10. The one whose parents had money and connections. I'd heard the whispers already, how some of the other dads had talked to Derek beforehand. Favors, donations, golf outings. My dad didn't play golf. He barely had time to sleep. That night, after Ben was in bed, I sat at our tiny kitchen table with a cup of cold coffee and let the anger settle into something colder, something useful. I thought about how Derek had glanced at me once during the tryout, not at my son's footwork, but at my body, like I was part of the entertainment, like single dads brought pretty daughters as accessories. The way his wife, Courtney Harlan, had stood on the sidelines in her yoga pants, laughing with the other moms while shooting me pitying looks. Bless her heart, I'd overheard. They thought we were easy prey. Disposable. I didn't cry. I started planning. For 2 weeks, I acted normal. I smiled at the other parents when we saw them at the park. I told Dad that Ben and I would handle the next round of tryouts ourselves. He looked relieved. He was exhausted. I let him believe it. What I didn't tell anyone was that I'd been keeping a notebook. Small things. The way Derek always touched the shoulders of the boys a little too long when they succeeded. The rumors I'd heard about special training sessions for certain kids whose moms were friendly with Courtney. The fact that the Academy's scholarship fund had some very loose paperwork. I started asking quiet questions online in parent forums, using a fake name. I watched. Clue 1 that I missed at first: Courtney Harlan had posted on her private Instagram stories about their family investment portfolio and how proud she was of Derek's side consulting work with local businesses. She tagged a sponsor of the Academy. I screenshotted everything. Ben kept practicing in the backyard every evening, quieter than usual. One night, he asked me, "Mom, am I not good enough?" I hugged him so tight I thought I'd break. In my head, I answered, "You're better than all of them, and I'm going to make sure the world knows it." I started attending every single Academy game as a supportive parent volunteer. I brought orange slices, I kept stats. I smiled at Derek and asked smart questions about player development. He liked that. He started lingering when he talked to me, eyes dropping. Courtney noticed. Good. Slowly, I built the trap. I volunteered to help with the Academy's fundraising gala. Courtney was chair. She loved bossing people around, especially the lesser moms. I let her. I smiled and took notes on who donated what, how the money moved, which board members owed Derek favors. I learned their system. I learned that Derek had been skimming a little off the top of the scholarship fund. Nothing huge, just enough to cover their second vacation home payments. Smart enough to hide, but not smart enough when someone was actually looking. I never raised my voice. I never accused. I just watched and waited while Ben improved every week under my dad's patient coaching. My dad thought I was just being supportive. He had no idea I'd quietly contacted a former academy coach who'd been pushed out 2 years ago, the one who had dirt on Derek but was too scared to use it. I promised him anonymity and protection. He gave me documents. The pieces clicked together one humid Thursday evening. I was folding laundry when it hit me. The reason Derek had rejected Ben so publicly wasn't just about single dads. It was because Ben's natural talent threatened Derek's own son, Mason, who was the same age and nowhere near as skilled. Derek needed Mason to be the star. Sponsors liked winners. Winners brought money. Money kept Courtney in her lifestyle. And a talented kid from a broke single dad home would expose the nepotism. That realization didn't make me angry anymore. It made me calm. I spent the next month building my case like a quiet storm. I gathered emails, financial trails, parent testimonials about favoritism. I recorded a few casual conversations on my phone during volunteer shifts. Derek making offhand comments about those families who can't contribute. I had proof of the scholarship fund irregularities, enough for an audit, enough to ruin reputations. But I still waited. The state championship qualifier tournament was the perfect stage. Derek's academy team was favored to win. Mason was starting striker. Ben was still on the outside, playing rec. I made sure Ben had the best week of training of his life. My dad helped, none the wiser. Then, 2 days before the big game, I accidentally left a folder on the bleachers near where Courtney always sat. Inside, printed emails, bank statements, and a USB drive with recordings. No note, just the evidence. I watched from across the field as she picked it up, flipped through it, and went pale. She confronted Derek that night. I know because I was parked 2 blocks away, watching their house like a ghost. Their argument spilled into the driveway. Voices carried. She accused him of risking everything for his ego. He accused her of spending too much. It was messy. It was inevitable. The next morning, the Academy Board received an anonymous tip with the same documents. By afternoon, an emergency meeting was called. Derek was asked to step aside, pending review. Whispers spread like wildfire through the parent group chat. But that wasn't the twist.